120, 140, 60, 180, and then DDH for the labels. So find the one that has all of these, and that's the one that you're going to use.
Okay.
So that DDH, do you gotta delete that?
No, that's fine to keep that in. But what you're going to do is it's a CSV file, right? So you take that file, and then you go to Excel with it. And what you're going to do is, because the point that you need to input into Civil 3D is under the P, E, northing, elevation, description format, you're going to need to insert a column.
When you're in Excel, how do you get that to pop up? The P and the D?
You don't. This is for Civil 3D.
Oh, okay.
So you insert a column on the left-hand side, and then you just go 1, 2, and then copy it down all the way through the file. So you'll have your easting, your northing, your elevation, which is your Z value, and then your description. And the description will be the 100, 120, 140, 160, and DDH. So the only thing that you do is open up the GPS CSV file and add that column.
Okay.
So that way when you import it into Civil, you'll have a point, you'll have your easting, you'll have your northing, you'll have an elevation, and the description. You import using like the multi-point command, and you'll end up with a, you'll have to do a few things. You need to set the scale, and you have to set the scale within Civil 3D, which I have no idea what Tony did, but it took him like 10 seconds to do. If you ask him how you set the scale, he'll do it for you. And I think the scale he used was 1 to 1,000, and because it's in metric, it's meters. So you're gonna import all the points, and you're gonna end up with like a grid that it's kind of all over the place because none of the lines are proper.
Except yours.
Goddamn right. You can have a grid, and then the circles will be the diamond drill holes. So you're gonna have that grid, something like that. And what you're gonna do once the points are in, is you're gonna go into the point group, which is important because you can filter them. Like there's an input tab, and then any when you set your description, it's like 100, space 120, space 140, and so on and so forth to 180, and then you set that point group to be your lines. And this is all in like the tool space that is on like the left-hand side. So here's your Civil 3D. You have your drawing tab with like, all the commands up here. Here's my drawing with the X's and shit. The tool space is like on this side.
Okay.
And that's where you would import your commands. You would make the point groups, etc., etc. So you make the lines. You use the input tab and filter by 100, 120, on to 180. And then you can do another point group for DDH. And what you do in the input tab again is you input, just filter by DDH, and then the DDHs you can change the point style to like a circle instead of like X's or pluses or whatever. And then from there, what you do is this is another one in the tool space. You go to surfaces. And within the surface command, because you've created your point group, which is nothing but your lines, you select that line, the line point group, and then what it should do, if you can see it, is create like, it would connect all the outside lines to let everything know that it's within that space.
Okay.
And then from there you can set the settings to, like there's, 5, 10 different tabs or whatever. You set the contour, and Tony and I did the minimum interval at 1 meter, and the maximum interval at 5 meters.
That's what I said.
And in the end, because you were always working uphill, you know, it looked something like major interval, minor, 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 major. And like that's all you need to do for that part. Like it takes maybe 10 minutes at the most. The hardest thing is figuring out your CSV file. So the second part is the thing that actually matters. And what you're going to do for that is you're going to take the, let's call it GPS.csv, and you're going to compare that to, it was the MAG survey. I think it's like TGW. And that's another CSV file. Open them both up in Excel, and then what you're going to do is take the eastings and northings that you did from the GPS and put them into the MAG TGW. So when you import it into Civil 3D, your grid should look the exact same, but the only thing that's actually going to change on the P, E, and G, D is your Z value, which will be the MAG measured value. And I'm pretty sure that they're corrected over the thing. I think that Tony corrected them already. The description doesn't really matter when you're doing this. Point, sure, whatever. And what it's going to look like is, so say you're looking at this from a cross section. So you have your elevation, you know. This would be like the road where we came in on. And then this would be like the top of the hill. So you're looking at this, you're looking at the thing looking east this way. And this is a cross section of it. What you're gonna have is like a bunch of MAG values that are, I don't know if they're gonna be high or low, I haven't really looked at the spreadsheet yet, but you're gonna have a bunch of MAG values up here. And they're all going to be different than the elevation, but you can still contour that. And that's where you look for your anomalies. Does that make sense?
Better than we
So
were.
what? Yeah, yeah,
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
And-
It makes
You fill
sense
the
right
map?
now when I ain't got shit in front of me, but yeah, that.
you fill the map, the only thing that you're basically changing is the elevation. You're using the MAG elevation in the GPS data to get two different types, like here's your cross section, here's your cross section. Like I don't know what it looks like. It could look like something crazy, like low and down and like up like that. And then you know that you have an anomaly, but
And is that's an acronym for something that PNZD?
Point.
Point?
Value
Is it?
description. Come on.
Sorry. How do you guys know that?
Totally sick.
It's a class today.
Oh,
yeah.
I get it.
So should I pull my orange up now or?
Yeah.
Just before she gets here? Maybe just put the sun in front there a little bit?
Put your orange away.
Should we have an orange fight?
What?
I'll throw some orange pills at you.
Get some, Chris?
No, I was lying. I wasn't going to.
Yeah.
Should remind me.
Straight.
Go all the time.
Same with the arrow
Yeah,
pointing
it's
to
Friday.
the
They don't have
Mag.
free
MAG measured
breakfast
value.
thing.
So it's what the instrument, and that's what's going to replace your Z value. So,
Yo, are you going for teaching?
Shit down.
fuck no. That'd be a hair stuff. But
You
no,
can do well than most of the people here.
no.
I'm talking about profs.
Yeah, you want to just teach core logging? Then we can.
Yeah.
Jack, orange?
Ah!
Squish it on the
What?
wall.
I missed what's going to happen, man. Like,
What do you mean? You don't know what the big deal is with the orange?
no.